All right, let's talk about our Havik 15 paddle lineup. So within the Havik 15 paddles, we have the Pro paddle and we have our All Court paddle. And at face value, when you're looking at these paddles on paper, they both look like they're generally just about the same. You would think that they would play the same. They both have the same length at 16.5 inches long. They both have the same width at 7.5 inches wide, and they both have the same handle length at 5.33 inches. And they both have 15 millimeter cores. So like I said, they look like they're almost identical paddles. And when I'm just holding them right here, if I were to swing them, they swing like they are the exact same. The balance is the same, the weight's the same. They do feel the same. But the materials used to build these paddles are different, as well as the cores. And so that does make them play a little bit different out on the court. So starting with our Pro paddle, this paddle is extremely popular, but we do call it the Pro paddle for a reason. And that is because we tried to build this paddle for players that are about a 4.5 duper rating and above. And the reason being is that those players are looking for more pop and power, but that comes at the expense of control. And that is where, if you're not at that higher level rating, when you start getting into these pro level paddles, you do lose some control. So if you're not dialed in with all of your shots, they can feel a little bit harsh and a little bit stiff to you. Whereas our all court paddle is a general all around paddle. It has a lot of pop still, it has a lot of power, but it also has a lot of control. It's a little bit softer paddle. And don't get that confused. It is not a control paddle by any means. It is just a better general all around paddle versus our Pro paddle, which is really directed at more pop and more power. Our Pro level paddle is made using carbon fiber and Kevlar blend, which stiffens the face of the paddle, and that's what gives it more pop and power. And it has what we call a P3 polypropylene core, has slightly smaller cell sizes than our all court paddle, which again helps to give it more pop and power at the expense of control. Our all court paddle is made 100% of raw or T700 raw carbon fiber, and it has what we call a P2 polypropylene core, which is a slightly larger cell size than our Pro paddle, which makes the paddle a little bit softer, makes the sweet spot a little bit larger. And I forgot to mention, generally we recommend the all court paddle to a player that's about a 3.0 to 4.0 duper rating. Now, just getting into the specs or what we're rating these paddles, our Pro paddle, we're saying that it has a power rating of about an 8.5. It has a pop rating of about an 8.5 out of 10. But the control rating is about a 6 out of 10. So that's where, like I said, you do lose some control. Whereas our all court paddle would be rated at about a power rating of 6 out of 10. The pop would be about a 6 out of 10. But the control goes up to about an 8 out of 10 or 7 to 8 out of 10. Both of these paddles are amazing paddles. You can adapt to both of the paddles, but in general, if you are a newer level player, I would highly recommend the all court paddle just because it is a little bit more forgiving. Whereas if you're a more seasoned player or a player that likes to hit really hard drives and is very comfortable with your paddle, this Pro paddle is a damn amazing paddle and you will love it. Either way, you can't go wrong. Both of the paddles are truly amazing paddles. They are built extremely well and really the flagship of Mavericks. Super excited for you guys to check these out, get them in your hands and play with them. Let us know if you have any questions.